Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to part 6 of my video series about setting up my planning system for 2023. In a previous video, which I will link in the description box, I showed how I made this disc-bound wallet with the laminated card holders, and I also explained in that video that I wanted to use cam snaps to make a snap cover for the wallet, and I did have the clear snaps. That is why this external cover here has a flap. But it tore after a couple of days of use. I believe I cut it down too deep, so I will make a new one, and after I have cut it off, I am left with just a regular external cover without the flap. I also mentioned in that previous video that I could not find the metal tool that is needed to install the cam snaps, so I was not able to put the cam snaps in that video. And then, after using this wallet like normal for a couple of days, my experience was not satisfactory. I didn't like it. This felt very loose. And I did mention that it was loose in the previous video, but I honestly wanted to use the discs because I like the color and I liked how they matched the colors of the covers that I made. However, for me, function and utility always trumps looks. So I had to accept that these 1.75-inch metal discs from the Happy Planner are just too big. This other one here is my catch-all planner, also on 1.75-inch discs from the Happy Planner, and it looks so good and works so well because the discs are exactly the right size for what it contains. This wallet, on the other hand, has too few contents for the discs, so I have no choice but to downsize the discs. I went back to my stash of discs and I decided to use these 1.5-inch metal discs. These discs are not branded. I just bought them online sometime in 2021, I think, or 2020. Yeah, 2021. And the colors don't even match, but that's okay. To make an effort to match the colors on the covers, I decided to use the gray discs, the purple discs, the blue discs, and the one silver disc. And after transferring everything into the 1.5-inch discs, I can instantly tell that it felt so much better to hold. And the colors of the discs are not really that bad. There's also a purple wall over here in the cover that can match the purple discs, and also a light blue wall as well to somewhat match the blue discs. And the gray and the silver go with everything. And then, after about an hour of looking around the house, I finally found this tool that I have been looking for. These are the metal pliers for the plastic cam snaps that I mentioned. I purchased this online some time ago and the packaging looks so old, but this is how it came to me. And I did test it out immediately right after it got delivered, and I know it works, but I did not make a project with it. Now I have these clear snaps that I want to use for my snap covers for my planners, and they come in a set using 3 different components. These are the clear ones, but you can't really see it clearly. It's better to show you using the white snaps that came with the pliers, and I will show you later on. The pliers also came with a bunch of different attachments. I ended up not needing them. I think these are just replacement parts. At the back of the packaging, it just says what things should be in here, but there are no instructions on how to use them. However, I have watched a ton of videos on YouTube showing how to attach this to envelopes, so I know how it works and I will show you. I tried it out using the clear snaps, but it really was not easy to see with the clear, so let me do it again using the white snaps for purpose of demonstration and a tutorial. So the snaps come in 3 different kinds or components. There is this one that looks like a thumbtack with a pointy end, and then there is this one with a raised smaller circle in the middle. And there is a third kind with a hollowed out middle and the bottom is recessed. So I've got down here a sample material of my snap cover, and the first step is to use this long, sharp pokey tool to poke a tool through two sheets simultaneously. The first layer should be the closure flap of your envelope, and the second layer, the one at the bottom, will be the panel that the closure flap will snap onto. You have to poke them together to make sure that they are aligned. Next, you take one of the sharp parts, poke it through the hole, and then take the other part with a raised circle in the middle, and then push it through the sharp tip of the previous one, and just lightly squish them together so that they won't fall apart, and then use the pliers to squeeze them together firmly. And then there is the snap for your flap. Next, take the bottom panel, poke the sharp part through the hole, take one of these with a recessed hole, squish them together lightly, and then press them together firmly with the pliers. And that is the bottom snap, and together they should snap on. Okay? So here's the first one that I did using the clear snaps. I think the clear snaps will look better with these plastic covers that I will be using them with, although the white also looks cute. The cam snaps come in different colors, by the way, and these are very cheap. You buy them in packs. And with each pack, there are double the number of the components with the sharp points because they should go on both the top and the bottom parts of the snaps. So now let us put the clear snaps onto the snap cover for my disc-bound wallet. But first, I'm going to make a new back cover for it because I cut off the previous one. But this time the measurements will be different because the discs are smaller, so the width of the cover will still be 12.2 centimeters like before, but the panel that covers the foredge will now be 1.5 inches because that is the diameter of the discs I have on here now. And as for the flap, I decided on 4 centimeters because the pliers cannot go back any further than 2 centimeters. I did check how far I can go with the pliers, and because it can go only as far as 2 centimeters, I decided on 4 centimeters for the flap so that the snaps can go in the middle. And then I snipped off a tiny bit of the corners just so they will not be too sharp. And then I made a paper template to punch the holes just like I always do. And now once more we have a back external cover for the disc-bound wallet. To figure out where the cam snaps will go, I want it to be centered, and because the height of the covers is 23 centimeters, the midpoint of that is 11.5 centimeters. So I marked that on the front cover with a line and also measured 2 centimeters from the edge and marked it with another line to make a cross. The center of the cross is where the pokey tool should go. And then I did the same thing to the flap. I made a line at the 11.5 centimeter mark and then another line at the 2 centimeter mark from the edge to make a cross. And then I put the two layers together, making sure that the centers of the crosses align perfectly. That is why it's important that the pencil marks are heavily made. And then I used the pokey tool to poke a hole on the two layers of plastic together. I'm so sorry I keep calling it a pokey tool. I don't know what else to call it. It's not an awl. Is it an awl? It's a tool for poking holes. So maybe it's an awl. Okay, I'll call it an awl from now on. And now finally we can erase the pencil marks and then we can put in the component that looks like a thumbtack. And then because we're doing the flap first, that will be the top layer. We are going to use this component with a raised circle in the middle. Squish it together a little and then put it in place using the pliers, and then we have our back cover with a cam snap on the flap. For the front cover, again, we take one component that looks like a thumbtack, but we should put it from underneath the cover like this. And then we take the other component with a recessed circle and then squish them together and then finish off the job with the pliers. Now we can finally put the covers back on the disc-bound wallet where they should go, and then, moment of truth, it works. And I was so happy. As you can probably tell, I was squealing, but I will not put on the original sound in this video clip because I just sound so silly. But if you are a planner addict and a crafter, I am sure you can relate with what I am feeling here. I really like how it looks. The covers are properly aligned. The clear snaps look so good with the clear covers. And because the cover and the snaps are clear, we can see the colorful cover behind it. And the snap cover just works to be more protective of the disc-bound wallet, to keep it securely closed when it's inside my bag, or even when I'm walking inside a store and I have the wallet out. I am super, super happy with how it turned out, and it was not difficult at all to do. So of course, now I want to do snap covers for the rest of my planners. This catch-all planner hardly ever leaves the house, but I do want something to protect the tabs. These tabs are laminated, and I have a video showing how I made all of these, and these are so, so pretty. And while they are very sturdy and stiff, I will want to still add an extra protection to the foredge, and also the snap cover will make my planner lineup look more like they are part of a set. So I am just taking this one piece here to make it a front cover. We took this off from the back of the wallet earlier in this video. And that is a great thing about using the same size for everything. You can just transfer things over from one planner to the other so easily. And now we only have to make the back cover for it. By the way, this is not my first time to use a snap cover for my planner. I used to, well, once I cut up a snap envelope to use as a snap cover for my planner, and I showed how to do it in a video more than a year ago, I believe. I will link that video in the description box. And here is that old snap envelope. Would you believe I have been holding on to this old thing for months and months because I was planning to make my own snap covers using the cam snaps, and I never got around to actually doing it until now. And I wanted to show this old thing as a comparison. This is the very same snap cover that I made in that old video. This is cut wider because at that time my covers were wider than what I have now because I had those two metal pen holders on the edge of the covers. Remember that? I will link a video of the metal pen holders down below. This old snap cover is made of a very flimsy plastic material. It tore so easily, as you can see, and it has gotten deformed all over as I kept using it, but it served the purpose. I'm just glad that now I have a better alternative and I can make it from scratch, so I get to decide which plastic cover to use and where to place the cam snaps, whether in the center or on the two sides, and also what color the snaps are going to be, and so on and so forth. Now the snap covers for my catch-all planner is finished and it looks so, so good. I'm really liking how everything is turning out as I move along in my setup process. Now to make the snap covers for my planner, I have made different measurements for the back cover because I have to make accommodations for the pencil that's always on here. I do not want the pencil to squish against the dividers inside the planner, which is why it is jutting out a little bit, and I always keep it like this with the clip facing outwards because it's just easier to grab the pencil by the top part of the clip. To make the back cover, the first panel should be 13 centimeters wide instead of the usual 12.2 centimeters that were made for the wallet and the catch-all planner. As for the second panel that will cover the foredge, it will be 1.5 inches because that's also the size of the discs. And for the flap, I decided on 5 centimeters rather than the 4 centimeters that we made for the other two, because I do not want the cam snap to be too close to the edge. 2 centimeters from the edge looks very nice, and I wanted to keep it uniform across all planners. After cutting the back cover to its final size, complete with all of the folds, I did the hole punching using the same method I always use, and then I put in the snaps, making sure to make the pencil marks right where I want to. The cam snaps are also 2 centimeters from the edge of the flap closure, and it aligns with the snap on the bottom, as you can see. And now this came out wider, which is what I intended it to be, so that the pencil can sit in the pen loop still without squishing the tabs, like I said before. Now this part is just loose, it wiggles, but I don't mind that. That is a necessary result of not squishing the tabs with the pencil, but still putting a snap cover on. On the other hand, this catch-all planner with a snap cover that is cut precisely to fit it exactly does not wiggle. I do not need a pen or a pencil in here. So now I have a snap cover for all three of my planners so far in my planner lineup for 2023, and I really like it. They still look like they're part of a single set, more or less, and I like how protective the covers are. These clear cam snaps look so good. They are the perfect match. I made the right decision in choosing the clear. Now I just have to make sure that I store all of these things properly so I won't lose them again, because I have a few more projects I can think of that utilize these cam snaps as well as my extra crafting supplies that I need to use up. I'll be doing some tutorials on my channel, so please watch for that. Finally, I can throw this old thing away. It has served me well despite its inherent limitations, considering that I use it for a purpose that it was not designed for. So, thank you. You may now retire. And I'm welcoming these 3 newly refreshed disc-bound volumes into my planning system for 2023. Now, I still have one final video to upload as part of this series, but it's going to be the final video. Please watch for that, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Bye.